Hello, welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. I'm Dustin, sitting here at Nameco. As we head into week 19 of the Fantasy NBA season, there's a key injury out in Washington that's going to open the door for two starters to get more minutes and one guy off the bench that we think you need to take a look at. Obviously, that injury was to Josh Howard, out for the rest of the year with a torn ACL.
And the first guy is Andre Blatch. He's owned in 70% of leagues. He should have been added even before Howard went down, but he's going to get even more shots now. He's been playing great since the trades, great source of points and rebounds. Should be owned in all leagues, all formats. Next is the guy that's going to be taking Howard's spot, and that's Al Thornton. He's only owned in 55% of leagues. With the additional minutes, you should see a good amount of boost in points. So if you're looking for a scorer, Thornton might be that guy for you.
And one other guy that we think is definitely going to benefit from this injury is James Singleton. Ever since he's come over in the trade, he's actually been okay with Washington. He's been playing about 20 minutes a game, and with this injury, he should be getting about 25 minutes a game. And we wouldn't be surprised if he's maybe an 8-8 guy, 9-9 guy with a block thrown in there. Right now, he's only owning 5% of leagues. All right, let's get into the waiver wire, and let's start with two guys out in Charlotte. First, we're going to talk about Tyrese Thomas, owning 70% of leagues right now. Ever since he came over from Chicago, he's been a blocking machine. He's been blocking everything that comes at him. At the absolute least, you'll get a nice block specialist out of Thomas, but you know the rebounds will be there as well. Next, we got Boris Diaw, owning about 75% of leagues. Now, we've seen what Boris can do in the past, but this has been an off year for him. But over the last couple weeks, he's been really getting it going. It's time to pick him up and at least ride out this hot streak. And the last guy I want to talk about is Taj Gibson, owning 30% of leagues out in Chicago. Ever since Tyrese Thomas got shipped out, Gibson has been benefiting from the extra minutes. He's been averaging a double-double in the last 5 games. Now, we expect his minutes and production to be somewhat inconsistent, but at the end of the day, we expect his averages to be pretty solid.
Now I'm going to go over 3 guys you should be looking at in deeper leagues, or at least keeping an eye on. And these are also 3 guys that got traded before the deadline but didn't get nearly as much hype as the big trades. And the first one's Eddie House. He's now playing for the Knicks in that D'Antoni system, so you know what that means. Green light to shoot the threes. He's only owned in 18% of leagues. If you're looking for a 3-point specialist, he might be your guy. Next we have Hakeem Warwick. He's now playing for the Bulls, and with the departure of Thomas, he's coming off the bench, but he's playing a little more minutes. So he's going to be that energy guy looking for rebounds, block shots. We've always said if he gets the minutes, he could be a very productive fantasy player. And last is Travis Outlaw, owned in 15% of leagues. He's now playing for the Clippers, and he's going to be challenged with Shul Butler for that starting 3 spot. So definitely keep an eye on him.
That's it for this week's show. As always, if you got any questions, you just want to talk some basketball, get into our forums on FantasySmackTalk.com. And we got our baseball rankings, tiers, and videos up and coming. They're coming out right now. You'll see them over the next couple weeks. They should all be up if you're getting ready for your fantasy baseball season. So that's it for this episode. I'm Dustin. This is Brent. We'll see you next week.